Welcome to my boss guide of the Fractal Continuum dungeon. We will only be going over the bosses in this video as the trash mobs and NPCs are not that difficult at all. This is also one of the two endgame dungeons in Heavensward currently, which will allow you to get up to I-170. Later on, I'll do a full step-by-step guide on how to gear up in Heavensward. So let's get started. The first boss is Phantom Ray. He almost looks like Ravana with his 4 blades. Just don't worry, the mechanics are not the same. As the tank, ensure to place him directly in the middle of the arena. His first skill is Rapid Sever, which is a tank buster of this fight. It can hit upwards of 8,000 damage on the tank, and as a healer, if you see this ability cast, ensure that the tank has well above 10,000 HP. If you're the tank, make sure to pop a cooldown to mitigate as much damage as you possibly can. His next ability is Atmospheric Displacement, which is a raid-wide AoE. This skill can hit upwards of 1,500 damage depending on the job and what their physical defenses are. At around 90%, Phantom Ray will cast Double Sever. Double Sever splits the arena into 4 quarters, and 2 of the opposite pizza slices become AoEs. Simply dodge around to the safe zones and continue attacking. Right after Double Sever, he'll cast another one, this time on the opposite pizza slices. If you are a caster or a ranged DPS job, standing at the edges of these pizza slices can help minimize your movement for maximum DPS uptime. Getting hit by any of these Double Sever AoEs will make you receive a bleeding dot. The order of the mechanics will now repeat. However, on the second Double Sever, Phantom Ray will cast AoE circles in between the 2 Double Sever casts. Getting hit by these small AoEs will cause you to receive a vulnerability debuff, so as a tank it will be wise to focus on avoiding all of the AoEs. The fight will now repeat starting from the top. Every 2 Double Severs will now have the vulnerability debuff AoEs in between the 2 casts. Rinse and repeat until Phantom Ray has been defeated. The second boss is Minotaur. This boss has very similar mechanics to the Cyclops bosses that you encounter during Iron Veil or the Fate in Coerthus. It is recommended for the tank to pull this boss to the edges. The first skill is 11 tons swing. This is the tank buster of this encounter and will hit the tank upwards of 10,000 damage. The healers must ensure the tank is fully healed, maybe have a stone skin or similar barrier spells, and the tank should pop a defensive cooldown to mitigate any damage. The second is 111 ton swing. This is a very large AoE knockback. If Minotaur is at the edge of the arena, his AoE will reach the center of the room, so it is best if all ranged jobs stay on the opposite side of the arena. Melee DPS jobs should also try to save all of their gap closers, or at least as much as they possibly can. The third skill is Disorienting Groan. This is an unavoidable raid-wide AoE knockback which hits for around 1000 damage. Directly after this ability, Minotaur will start charging at all of the 3 other players. Again, this is unavoidable. The best thing to do is to let Minotaur hit you, then run back to the tank, as this is where he will always end up last. Minotaur's next ability is 10 tons slash. This is a front conal attack which will be used after the charge, so it is recommended for all players to stay at the edge and then move on to the boss. Alternatively, just stay away from the front of Minotaur. And the last mechanic is 1111 tons swing. Minotaur will then move to the center of the arena and start whirling up a purple wind. One person, preferably the healer, should go and open up one of the incubator tubes. A mob will come out of it and distract the 1111 tons swipe cast. If you do not bait the Minotaur before the cast time is up, he will wipe the raid. Kill the mob as quickly as you can and then get back onto the boss. Also, the other DPS and tank can continue attacking Minotaur whilst he is charging 1111 ton swipe. Rinse and repeat until Minotaur has been defeated. And we're now onto the final boss, the Curator, and arguably the hardest dungeon boss in the game currently, as people really don't know the mechanics of the fight. The first mechanic are the clockwork alarms. These ads will spawn on a platform each and slowly walk across the square tiles. Each tile they walk over will turn it into a glowy blue platform, which inflicts a debuff known as broken glass if you step onto them. Broken glass will strike you for around 1000 damage and also deal a vulnerability onto you. Slowly, they'll make the entire platform smaller and smaller. The DPS must take care of these clockwork alarms as fast as possible, otherwise it will make this boss fight extremely annoying to go through. The second mechanic is a chemical explosive. The Curator will throw an explosive onto one player, which will explode for AoE damage every 3 seconds for around 3000 damage. Now, as this is an AoE, any player nearby will also receive the AoE damage. The healer must Asuna or cast a similar spell to dispel a chemical explosive. This is the most important mechanic in this encounter for healers. You can tell the player has this debuff on them as they have a bomb icon on their debuffs, and also because they have a purple aura around them. It is advised that all range based jobs such as healers and ranged DPS to spread out around the arena to ensure no other players are getting hit by this AoE attack. The third ability is Unholy. Unholy is a raid wide AoE which hits all players upwards of 2000 damage. The healer should be using AoE heals when you see Unholy to counteract the damage received by this. The next skill is the Educator. The Curator will select tiles at random and make them go blue, just like what the clockwork alarms do, and will explode if you step on them, giving you the broken glass debuff. This is why it is important that the tank should tank the Curator somewhat north to minimize the amount of tiles that are being taken up. And the fifth mechanic are the ground mines. One tile or multiple tiles will have a laser shoot down onto it and plant a mine. You must at all costs avoid this AoE, otherwise it will explode for knockback damage and paralyze you, which means it can knock you back into one of the tiles, which gives you a broken glass debuff, and then you may get hit by an chemical explosive which will kill you. As you can see, failing to handle these mechanics properly will over time cause the raid to wipe, or at least give you a lot of difficulty. Not killing the clockwork alarms will make the raid more compact and vulnerable to stepping onto mines or getting hit by another player's chemical explosive. Stepping on mines will knock you back into broken glass or into another player's chemical explosive. Not dispelling the chemical explosive will cause too much AoE damage that you have to heal through. The fight is a lot of effort, but once you get the hang of it, it's fairly simple. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed my boss guide for this dungeon. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up as it will help grow the channel a lot more. Thank you for watching guys, and as always, I see you guys next time.